Let's recap this morning's breaking news for you. President Barack Obama is pressing Congress to take action to reduce gun violence, but he's not waiting for lawmakers to act. At a White House ceremony today, President Obama announced he is issuing 23 executive orders. They include measures to encourage schools to hire police officers and requiring federal agencies to make more data available for background checks. Now, for you, and local Republicans want to require businesses to provide armed security if patrons are not allowed to carry their own firearms. That proposal, made just today, would require an armed security guard for every 50 patrons. The business gun bill faces dim prospects in the Democratic-controlled legislature, however. Democratic Senate President John Moore says that banks have armed guards, but they still get robbed. We do have some new information for you in the Aurora Theater shooting case. The family of this man, Jonathan Blunk, files a lawsuit against the shooting suspect's therapist at the University of Colorado. It claims psychiatrist Lynn Fenton could have prevented the mass shooting if she had acted. The suit cites information uncovered exclusively by Call 7 investigator John Ferrugia, who was first to report that Fenton called university police for a background check but did not put Holmes on a 72-hour psychiatric hold.
The lawsuit filed today in U.S. District Court claims Dr. Lynn Fenton was negligent in protecting the public from Aurora Theater shooting suspect James Holmes. Jonathan Blunk's family claims Holmes told Fenton on June 11th that, quote, he fantasized about killing a lot of people. Now, that mirrors exactly our exclusive report last month about Holmes' conversation with Fenton. And even though Fenton alerted the CU Threat Assessment Team, of which she is a member, the team failed to act. We originally told you about Fenton's concerns in August and reported then that she contacted the University Police Department. But after consulting with an officer, she decided not to place Holmes on a 72-hour psychiatric hold. The family says Fenton could have prevented Holmes from killing Blunk on July 20th. John Ferrugia, 7 News.
Now, in a statement, the University of Colorado claims the lawsuit is not well-founded legally or factually, but it offered no additional details. Aurora Theater shooting victims and their families are getting their first look inside the revamped Century Theater. They did so yesterday. Visitors were escorted privately in and out of the theater today. A remembrance at the newly renamed theater is planned for Thursday, tomorrow, before it actually reopens to the public on Friday. And we are following the developments in the search for a missing Colorado woman in the Grand Canyon. The search is being scaled back today. Crews have spent the last 4 days searching the area near Tapeats Creek, and they have seen no sign of Caitlin Kinney. She was reported missing over the weekend while on a camping trip in the canyon. Flyers with a picture of the Inglewood woman have been posted at popular stops along the river. A hunter who broke through ice on the Colorado River is rescued after spending about 30 minutes in the frigid water. Grand Junction firefighters say the man went out on the ice after a dog that was chasing a duck or a goose. The dog is fine and it was running around when crews arrived, but the hunter needed help right away. A firefighter with a floating board swam to the hunter and helped him back to the riverbank. The hunter reportedly suffered significant hypothermia. Police are searching for 2 men they believe tried to kidnap a 5th grader in Loveland. The little girl said the men tried to get her into their van as she was walking to Monroe Elementary School. That's near Monroe Avenue and Eisenhower Boulevard. She was able to run away, and the red van drove off near Silver Lake Park. There are few details about the men available to us. However, the girl did tell police the red van had a derogatory bumper sticker mentioning Koreans on it. We have a developing story involving Boeing's newest jet, the 787 Dreamliner. This morning, airlines overseas have grounded that plane. As ABC's senior national correspondent Jim Avila reports, this action follows another emergency.
Panic this morning on board this Japanese jetliner. Another in Boeing's troubled 787 Dreamliner fleet forced to make an emergency landing, this time after someone smelled smoke in the cockpit and cabin. Passengers filming the chaos in the plane's aisles and while sliding down evacuation chutes. ANA, the Japanese airline, saying overnight no one actually saw any smoke or flames, but that warning alarms did sound.
If there was fire or if there was an electrical smoke or something like that, then that's serious, particularly when it happens in flight.
The warnings overnight appear to come from the same part of the plane that forced a Japan Air 787 to make an emergency landing at Boston's Logan Airport last Monday, after a battery apparently caught fire. That incident prompted the FAA to announce a review of all domestically flown Dreamliners. A string of other problems on other 787s this month, including a cracked windshield and brake problems, appear to be more minor.
I think clearly in the short term, this type of bad press has been tough for Boeing.
While the Japanese major carriers have grounded their Dreamliners, in the United States, United, which flies the only 6 here, continues to fly them, while the FAA reviews. The question now is, was that an actual fire on board the Japanese plane or just the Dreamliner's reputation? Jim Avila, ABC News, Washington.
Something to keep in mind, this is the same model of aircraft United Airlines will be flying between Denver and Tokyo in March. We have some new information for you this morning about a shooting at a St. Louis business school. Police now say financial aid may have been the motive. A part-time student walked into the school yesterday afternoon and shot another man in the chest before shooting himself. The victim is a financial aid advisor at the school. Police say the suspect had gone to the financial aid office on Monday night hoping to return to school, but was rejected. Both men were in the hospital late yesterday afternoon with no word on their conditions this morning. Right now, more than 8,000 school bus drivers and bus matrons are on strike in New York City. They are protesting what they call a lack of job security, and that means some 152,000 students are on their own to find ways to and from school.